these things here, our syllabi also. So, and it doesn't mean that, in the guise of finishing a syllabus, we are using your this thing. So, your interaction and then doubt clearance is also important equally.
Sure, sir. I've shared the link in WhatsApp group also.
No, I'm not getting answers from my Madam Swati.
You can share all the links in WhatsApp group. Whatever you share in one chat box.
She's asking whether all the links can be shared in the WhatsApp group.
Yes,
Okay,
no problem.
okay, yeah, proceed, sir. Then proceed, sir. Please proceed, yeah.
The first tool which we will be seeing is the Access CHK. So it's a console program. You can actually configure the executable path and execute it anywhere on your machine. But I think we don't have much time to do or much time to configure everything. So simple thing what we can do is we can just navigate to the folder. So to navigate to the folder, what I'll do is I'll search for the command prompt. So you can start the command prompt on your system. So this procedure may be a little bit different depending on the operating system which you use. So I'm using Windows 11. So on Windows 11 and on Windows 10 it is just a direct search. But if you are using older versions of operating system, then you may have to just say Windows R and there you can type CMD. It will open the command prompt. So the first step is to open the command prompt. Okay, so you can see here that on my screen I am not yet in the sysinternals folder. So I need to navigate to the sysinternals folder. So for this purpose I'll use the cd command. So cd is for change directory. Now inside cd I'll go to sysinternals. Sysinternals suite, basically this is the folder. Now if I run dir here, it will show all the folders and files inside sysinternals suite. So as I have said, the first command which we will be checking is the access chk. So just type access chk and press enter. Now when you type access chk and press enter, you can see here that there are multiple options it is showing. It is actually not showing me any output. Instead it is showing me how I can use the access chk command. So for example, you can see here that they have also mentioned the usage. So depending on your requirement, you need to specify this switch. Different switches mentioned here. Say for example, if you want information about the Windows service, then you can say access chk -c. If you want to show the integrity levels which are explicitly set, then you have to use -e. So depending on your requirement, you need to specify the switch. So we'll see the different options and how we can execute these commands one by one. Now to execute the commands, you can directly go to the sysinternals tutorial, and there are some example commands have been given. So you can directly copy those commands one by one and execute here and see the output. Say for example, if I go to the access chk tutorial here, so of course I'll be sharing the link in the chat as well as in the WhatsApp group. Now just scroll down here and you'll find few examples. Now for example, the first example, you can just copy it. So this command, what it is going to do is it's going to report the accesses that the power user's account has to files and folders in the Windows/System32 folder. Of course, you can change these parameters and see what output you get. So to copy the command, you can click on copy option here, then go to your command prompt, then just press Ctrl V. Okay, just press Ctrl V, it will paste the command, and then press enter.
వాట్సాప్లో చూడు ఏమన్నా పెడుతున్నాడా.
ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు జాయిన్ అంటున్నాడు వాడు. ఓల్డ్ లింక్, మనం ఓల్డ్ లింక్లోనే ఉన్నాం, నడుస్తూనే ఉంది నా కొడుకు. లాస్ట్ మినిట్లో
So you
రావడం
can see here the power users account has
Very much
access to
so,
all
actually.
these files.
మర్చిపోవాడు సంగతి.
And when you
ఇది
scroll
కూడా
down,
రావట్లేదు
when you
ఎప్పుడు.
scroll up, you can see here that
ఫోన్ యాడ్స్
at some places it is also mentioned that access is denied. That means power users account doesn't have access to
అడ్మిట్
అన్నా
some files
Right.
and some folders.
అడ్మిట్
For
చేసావా?
example, it doesn't have access to C
Admit
Windows
అన్నావా?
32,
అన్నా.
web thread, DEF-SVC. So similarly, you can scroll up and you can find many folders which doesn't have access. Basically, power users account doesn't have access to some folders and files. And whenever it is not having the access, it is clearly showing it as access is denied. Even for example, you can see System32 SRU folder or a file. So access is denied. Okay.
పూనం కూడా అడుగుతుంది చూడు, అడ్మిట్ అని
So if you want, you can change it.
వస్తుందా?
అడగనన్నా నేను.
అడుగుతుంది.
Specify a different user. Now I have specified my username on the system. Since I have logged in as GCD, so it is showing me the different access permissions available to my account. Okay, so I have access to most of the files and folders here.
ఫైన్,
So I'm not seeing any access denied option.
అయిపోయింది. అమ్మా ఏ గుద్దబల్
But the first column is very important. It is showing
ఇలా
me the
ఇచ్చావా
exact
మెసేజ్?
permission. R means
సరే
read,
ఉన్నా
W means write.
పది
R means both read
మెసేజ్
and write
చదువు.
permission.
ఏమన్నా
జాయిన్ ఓల్డ్ లింక్ యూజ్ ఓల్డ్ లింక్ జాయిన్.
So in some cases, also I have deny permission. Say for example, driver state. So I don't have permission to access it.
Gajendra, I think you went on mute.
Yeah, Gajendra ji, you have went on mute.
ప్రాబ్లం అండి ఎంత అర్థం కాలేదు.
ఏది వాడు నువ్వు ఏం చేయాల్సింది లేదు, తమాషా చూడదు. చాలా పెట్టాము ఏం పడిపోయి
ప్రజెంటింగ్ అంటున్నాడు, వాయిస్ రావట్లా. స్టిల్ ప్రజెంటింగ్ అంటున్నాడు ఆయన, అర్థం కాల.
వాడు చూడండి వాడు చూస్తారులే.
చెప్తున్నారా ఆయన వినిపించుకోవట్లా. ప్రాబ్లం
రప్పించిన ఉంటున్నా.
Please, can you repeat a little bit ago the previous menus, because you were muted for some time.
ఇంకా మీట్లేదు.
ఆయనకు ఫోన్ చేసి చెప్పి దాంట్లో ఉంటే
లేదు, వాళ్ళు చెప్తూనే ఉన్నారు వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఉంది.
వినిపించుకోవట్లే ఆయన. ఐ థింక్
Not clear. Not able to hear.
ఇస్తూనే పోతున్నాడు ఆయన, ఏమైనా పడట్లేదు. మన రీజన్
Sir, Gajendra, sir, very serious issue, please. We are not able to listen to anything.
నువ్వు అదే చెప్తావుగా, నువ్వు అదే చెప్పడం ఉంటాడు. వెళ్ళిపోయాడా బయట?
రెస్పాన్స్ స్టాప్ షేరింగ్ డియర్ స్క్రీన్ అన్నాడు. వాళ్ళందరూ వస్తే వీళ్ళు ఇట్లా చేస్తారు. చెప్పండి, ఆన్లైన్లో ఇదే రకం అసలు ఎంత టైం వేస్ట్ అయిపోయింది. నాదేం రావట్లేదు, నేను మాట్లాడదామంటే రావట్లేదు. ఇలా వెళ్ళిపోయింది, వెళ్ళిపోయింది. ఏంటన్నది
నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపోయిందా?
అది
Sir, can you hear me now?
ఎస్
Yes, sir.
Is this clear?
ఉంటుంది ఎక్కడోగా.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So we were
Yes.
checking the previous command, that is
మధ్యలో ఉంటుందండి. ఇంకోసారి
is the account called as power users, and we were checking.
Sir, sharing is not visible.
Okay.
వీళ్ళందరూ సైబర్ ఎక్స్ప్రెస్.
It is visible.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Audibility is there, sharing is there.
వాడు వివేకానంద మాట్లాడేది.
So we were checking that there is an account called as power users, and there is a folder called as C Windows System 32, and we were checking.
I would like to I would like to interrupt a little only. That's all. So one second. Others, the learners, and then myself also. I'm also a learner. Yeah, that's okay. Now Swati and then others. Please indicate where did he stop and then rather got muted. From there he can go back. Please, you have to indicate because I know where it went wrong, but I want to also understand where it has to be restarted again. From which module it has to go back.
Sir, enter the last command, access chk. Then they show multiple
Yeah,
options
please,
are
sir.
there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, from there on, please. Rajendra ji.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can go back.
So when you type access chk command, it will show you the different options. Yeah. So you can see here that it is going to show you the different options. It is also going to show how you can use the access chk command. So basically there are different options such as -a, -c, -d, -c, -h and so on. So depending on your requirements, you can use the appropriate switch and you can start accessing you can start running the command with different options. So basically you can use these options. You can also specify the account and you can also specify the username. You can specify whether it's a file, directory, event, log or etc. So for this what you can do is you can just go back to the tutorial which is mentioned here and copy these commands one by one and check the output. For example, we are copying this command, that is access chk, power users and the file path. So here power users is the username, user account, and this is the file path which we are going to check, and it's going to show the various files and folders which power user account has access to. So I'll click on copy. I'll go to the command prompt, and here I'll say Control V, which will paste the command. So now you can see here that it has listed all the files and folders to which the power user's account has
ఎవరెవరన్నా
access to.
చూడాలంటే ఎట్లా తెలుస్తుంది?
Now if you scroll up a little bit,
అందరూ ఉన్నారు.
you will also see here that there are some things where access denied is mentioned.
ఇంకో 10 రూపీస్ పెన్.
Yeah. So you can see here, C Windows System 32 WDI. It is saying that error getting security, access is denied. That means for this folder, for this file,
అది తెచ్చి
our user's account is not having access.
ఇది ఆల్రెడీ మనం తెచ్చామంటే ఇంకోటి గ్లాస్.
Now what we did in the previous case was we just copied the command from the tutorial and executed it. But now you can also change these parameters
బ్యాగ్
and execute the same command and check the output. For example, instead of power user,
ఇవ్వకండి, అది ఒక ఏది పడితే అది
I am
పటాకెట్లది.
mentioning my account name. So this is the account name through which I have logged into my system. So similarly, you have to mention your own account name through which you have logged into your system. So now I am checking what all access I am having to the files and folders inside System 32 folder. So now you can see here that in this case it is also showing me what kind of permission I am having. The first column is important. So whenever and wherever it is specifying R, that means I am having read permission. Wherever it is just specifying W, that means I am having write permission. Wherever it is specifying RW, that means I am having both read and write permission. So you can modify these parameters, you can change the username, you can change the path and check the output. Of course, I don't have access to all the files and folders. If I scroll up, I can see here that at some places it is also displaying the access denied option, access denied message. So you can see here for network list, it is showing that access is denied.
గ్లాస్ అని కొన్ని
That
తెచ్చారు
means
చూడు అక్కడి నుంచి కొన్ని
I don't have access to
ఇక్కడ
this
అడుగుతున్నా.
file or this command.
ఎక్కడ పెట్టావు?
ఉండాలి.
So similarly, we will check
అక్కడే ఉండాలి ఇందులో
the output
ఉండాలి.
of next command. So this command shows which Windows services members of the users group have write access to.
ఇది గ్లాస్ ఇక్కడ రాసింది చూడు
So you can see at that finish
మిగతా
showing that error opening, LSM, error opening, basically all the services which are mentioned. And finally, it shows that no matching objects found. Now instead of write permissions, I can check for read permissions. So now you can see here that it is displaying read permissions. For these services, for example, DNS cache, there is a read permission. For fax, there is a read permission. So you might have seen this message earlier. That is error opening, LSM access is denied. So that means I don't have read permission even for this message or this service. Now next you can also check the output of the next command. So what it does is it displays what registry keys under HKLM/current user a specific account has no access to. Now again this command will not work. We have to modify the command. So it shows that invalid account name. So we have to change the account name here. You can specify your own account name.
Gajendraji, I would like to share something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm so excited about this process. But if something can be added also as now and then, if you can tell the relevancy with respect to my cyber security kind of. So I think we will get connected very easily as rather. If then and there, if that particular commands, whatever is denied or access, if something is to be done, so we will get them, so we can note down and then come back to you again. So I think that will play a very interesting interactive system, I suppose.
Sure.
Some
Sir.
relevance
And-
input is attached. Yeah. Thank you.
I think you might have got the output of this command. So to get the output of this command, you have to change the account name. So whenever you are logging into your Windows operating system, you are logging into your account. So please recollect the account name and mention the account name here. So now it is also showing the security on this HKLM/software folder. So basically it is showing the registry key. You can also access these registry keys through regedit command, which is basically a GUI to access the system registry. So to access the registry editor, you just need to press Windows R, and here you need to type regedit, regedit, and press OK. So it will open the GUI like this. It's basically the registry editor, and you can start accessing the registry values. So you can explore more this registry editor later, but you can access the same thing with registry editor GUI. So next command we'll check is access enum. Now to access the access enum, just type access enum on the command prompt. So you can see here that it is showing the GUI. You have to mention the path here, and you can just click on scan. Let's see what output is going to display. So basically it is going to display the files and folders and different permissions each file and folder is having, and who are all having the access, what kind of permission. Say for example, there are 3 permissions. One is read, second one is write, and third one is deny permission. Now you can see here there is a path that is cwindows/appcompat/appraiser, and there are 2 user groups, administrators and users. So they are having read permission, and write permission is only given to administrators. So similarly, if you see the debug file here, so read permission is given to administrators, then application package authorities/packages, and also the users. And write permission is given to administrators, but deny permission is given to application package authorities. So basically, whenever you are writing the application or creating the application, after deployment you should disable the debug option, because hackers can use this debug option and see the error messages, and from those error messages they can get the additional information, and that additional information can be used to carry out the further attacks or to further design the attack payloads. So whenever you are deploying the application, it is very important that you disable the debug option. Whenever you are creating the application, whenever you are writing the source code, at that time it is important that you enable debug option. Otherwise, you just need to disable it whenever you are deploying your application. So with this access CNF command, you can quickly get the information about read, write and deny permissions, and which all user groups are having which kinds of permissions. So it's a very simple command to use. So I'll click on cancel and stop the scanning. So after access enum, we'll see another command that is called as who is. Now it's a domain lookup service. So again it takes parameter -v, and where you need to specify the domain name. Say for example, I'll check who is and specify the URL. I'll check my company information. So it says that no data found. So in that case, you can change the URL. You can specify some other website name here. So just for demonstration purpose, I'll check my institute website. So now you can see here that it is revealing lot of information. So basically it is saying who is the administrative contact, who is the technical contact, what are the name servers, when these domain records have been activated, when this domain is going to expire. So you can also check for some other website. Okay, so for google.com it's saying no information is found. Okay, so now it is showing some information here. Okay, yeah. So basically it is displaying the information about the name servers and who is the registrar when the domain name is created, when it is updated. If you want, you can hide this information by protecting your domain. So whenever you are purchasing the domain name, you will get the option protect your domain. So you may have to pay the additional fee and protect your domain name. So if you don't protect your domain name, what may happen is some marketing agencies may start calling you based on the information they get from the hosting service providers. And the same information can also be used to carry out the cyber attacks because you are revealing some information. Now this is about the command name, but if you want, You can also go for GUI. So there is a website called as who.ease.
Who.is.
So you just need to specify the website name here. You can try some other websites, whichever websites you know, and click on search. So now you can see here that it is showing me the information. It is showing me the registrant information. It is showing me the address. It is showing me administrative contact details. So basically the same information which we have seen through our command line. If you don't want to use command line, then you can start using the GUI tools.
GUI
If
or
you want, you can
UI?
also check the
GUI.
DNS records here.
Referring user interface.
Grapher user interface.
You can see here it is clearly revealing the DNS information. So it is revealing the information such as that we are using cPanel. That means this is hosted on Linux. Of course, you can host on Windows also. So it is showing the name servers. Then it is showing the MX records. So this shows that this organization uses email service from the Google. Because you can see here that in name service it is clearly mentioned aspmx.l.google.com, right? So all these are MX records which belong to Gmail, and this is the IP address of the server. So you can try with some other websites and see what kind of information it is revealing. Similarly, we'll try for some other website. Now you can see here that it was also displaying the output for ping command. So let's go back to diagnostics again. Yeah. Okay, fine. So we have to wait for a minute. So in the meantime, I'll specify a different domain name here. Now for this website, you can see here that registrant data is not available. I cannot see who is the registrant, what is the address, what is the email ID, when this domain name has been registered, when it will expire. Because we have protected this domain. So similarly, if I say DNS records, but DNS records I can see here. So again, it is clear that this particular website uses Gmail as their email accounts for their domain names. Okay, now if I click on diagnostics now, yeah. So now you can see here that there's a ping command which is running. So you can run this command on the command prompt. you can either specify a domain name or the IP address. Now it has pinged the domain name, that is pingisaac.in, and now you can see here that it is giving a reply. That means this server is on. Now you have to understand here that the ping is the interrupt service. So whenever any user pings a particular server, it gets the highest priority and server will serve this request. Now with a single command with just 3 to 4 lines of code, you can take the server down. So how you can do it is just put a ping command in an infinite loop and done. So you are taking this server down. Why? Because the server will be busy in providing the reply to your request. And since you have put the ping command in the infinite loop, so it will be busy in serving you only. So it will not serve others. So in this way, the users can launch denial of service attack because the server is busy in serving your request. It is not providing any reply to others' request. So it is basically denying service to others. Okay. So you can use ping command on the command prompt also. So the basic purpose is to check whether the service is live or service is dead. But the same thing can be used to perform cyber attacks and take the entire service off.
పింగ్ అన్నదా?
మళ్ళీ పోయాడు. మళ్ళీ పోయాడు మ్యూట్.
Okay, so we'll check with the next command. There is something called as auto logon. So when you type auto logon and press enter, it's going to show the GUI where you need to provide permission so that it can run. So I'll say install anyway. So it asks, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? I'll say yes because I know that this is from a trusted source. Now you can share, it's a very small utility, right? So where the username is mentioned, the domain name or the system name is mentioned, and now here you have to specify the password. Okay. So I'll specify my password here and I'll click on enable. Now see here what message it is showing. It is showing that auto logon successfully configured. So this auto logon password is encrypted. So that means what? When you restart the system next time, it will not ask you the password. But again, if you type the same command, press auto logon, again same thing will happen. Now this time I can disable it. I can disable the auto logon. Now to see how it works, you need to actually restart the system after enabling the password and after disabling the auto logon. So with auto logon, you need not have to specify the password for your account whenever you are logging into this system. So auto logon means automatic login. So either you can disable it or enable it by using auto logon command.
చూడు బొమ్మ వస్తుంది చూడు అక్కడ సౌండ్ అక్కడ రాని ఇక్కడ 2 సౌండ్లు వస్తే ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది అందుకని ఒక సౌండ్ తీస్తుంది బొమ్మ కొంచెం పెద్దగా కనిపిస్తుంది దాన్ని ఇలా రాదు ఆ మూమెంట్ రాదు అందులోనే వస్తుంది
Okay, this command is not working again.
అవి ఉన్నారు అందరూ ఉన్నారు స్వాతి నేను మెసేజ్ పెట్టా కానీ నాదేమో ఎందుకు ఇలా చేస్తున్నారు
నిర్లక్ష్యం
So either you can run these commands by double clicking or you can run them on the command prompt. So now again to disable it, I will specify the same password and now I will click on disable. Now it says auto logon is disabled. The next command is logon sessions. So it basically displays the active logon sessions which are currently running on your system. Now if I say -p here, okay, so it says that I need to be the administrator. So some commands need administrator permissions. So some commands you can run directly. Yeah, it's running, but fine. I need to log in as administrator, then I'll be able to run this command. Okay.
उस्मानिया मेहता बिस्किट उस्मानिया मेहता बिस्किट
Now there is a command called as autorun. When you execute autorun application, it is going to basically show all the startup applications, all the auto start applications which are running on your system. It's a very comprehensive tool and there are different options on this tool. So whatever output it is showing now is everything. If you click on log on, it is showing all the auto start applications which runs on log on. Then similarly, if you want to know information about scheduled tasks, it is showing the information about the scheduled tasks. If you want to know the list of services, so it is showing the list of services here. Similarly, if you want to know about image hijacks, it is showing the information here. So these are known DLLs. So basically how you can use this tool is that you can use it like your task manager. Say for example, if I click on Control Alt Del, it is showing me the task manager. Yeah. So this task manager clearly shows me what are the processes which are running and how much resource each process is utilizing. Say for example, if your system is becoming slow, then you can just press Ctrl Alt Del and see which processes is consuming lot of memory, lot of CPU. Just terminate that. Say for example, here this Microsoft Edge is consuming lot of memory. Even the Brave browser is consuming lot of memory. So if it is making my system slow, you just need to end it. So in this list, you need to scroll down and see, are there any services which are not needed or which you are not familiar with. So if you are not familiar with any service or process, then that can be the potential malware, potential virus. So you can just really end it. Okay, but it is not showing us more details. It is showing us the basic details. So if I go to startup apps, it is showing me the details, but it is just showing me the basic details. For example, what is the application name, who is the publisher, what is the status, whether it is enabled or disabled. Then it is also showing the startup impact. Here low, medium, none or high. So based on this you can either enable or disable the service. But if you want more details about the startup applications, then AutoRuns is the tool. So you can go into the more depth here and see what kind of information it is displaying. So if you click on everything, it is showing all the details about the processes, publisher, image path, timestamp and other things. So you can consider this tool as extended version of Task Manager. So there the category option was not visible. Category option was not available, but here category option is available. So you can see if there are any processes which are not needed, if there are any processes which you are not familiar with. You can come and check in AutoRuns utility in which category it is falling. So based on that you can take the next decision.
Like this.
So there is a command called as list DLLs. So each time it asks the permission, you can just click on agree.
వేస్ట్
నువ్వు 700, 800, 800 డిగ్రీ లాంటివి సింపుల్ లంజ కూడా కాంటే నాకు కదా ఏది గుండు కొరగడమేనా పొద్దున్న లేచి నా గుండు కొరగడమేనా నీ పని.
So this command basically has shown all the DLLs which are running or which have been loaded into all the processes. But if you want to see the DLLs which are loaded into specific application, then you have to mention -v switch and specify the name of the application. So there is no Outlook. Here maybe I'll specify Chrome.
చూడు ఏమైనా ట్రై చేయి రాదు.
So now you can see here that I had specified a command is DLL -v ms h web view 2. That means I want to see all the DLLs which are loaded into the process of Microsoft Edge browser. So this is with respect to the specific application, that is Edge browser. Okay, so similarly you can specify the name of the process here, and you can get the list of all the DLLs which have been loaded by this process. So here the process name is MS Edge WebView 2. That means Microsoft Edge web browser. So similarly you can also check for other processes. So to get the process names, you can just type PS list. Okay. So when you type PS list, you will get the process names. So these are all the process names. You might have seen that these process names are also visible in Task Manager. For example, if I press Ctrl Alt Del and if I click on Task Manager, then you can see here that there is a link called as processes. Okay. So process names are listed here. But you need to specify the exact name. Okay, it's the same list which is being displayed on the command prompt. So now let's say, for example, I check for Brave browser. So now you can see that all the DLLs loaded by Brave browsers is being shown. Okay, so you can run this command like this. First type PS list to get the process name. So from this list you can choose any process name. Then go for list DLLs -v and name of the process. You can also specify task FDR, that is the task manager. Okay, so I cannot show it. Basically, there is no access. We'll check for PS list command. So no matching processes were found. Okay, we'll check for Windows terminal. So it is showing again the list of DLLs loaded by the Windows terminal. Windows terminal process. So basically, you need to restrict the access to the DLL files. That is because DLL files will be sometimes having the functionalities which can be exposed by creating the object for the DLL file. Maybe some of you might be aware that there was a software called as Barha. I think still it is there. So it was created using Microsoft, I think Visual Basic. So we used to create the object for the DLL files and access the APIs of DLL files. So that is possible because you can create the object for the DLL files and start exploring or exploiting their functionalities for your own purposes. So it is better that you restrict the access to the DLL files. So I think I can stop here and continue tomorrow. If you are having any doubts or any questions, please ask. Or you can also put a message in the WhatsApp group. I can answer there.
No doubt, sir, from my end. Thank you.
Other participants should also be little vocal. సరిగా ఆఫ్ చేయరా other participants should also they should respond if there are no doubts. They can say that if there are doubts also they can be vocal. If you don't want to speak, at least be active on the chat box so that you know the speaker will understand whether you are following or otherwise.
Thank you, madam. I think is it okay, madam? Whatever we are covering.
बारे में जी
ठीक है. I think we can go away with today's session if there is nothing to share. Then I think tomorrow same time we'll log on and same meeting link or any change in the meeting link. We'll continue with the same meeting link.
हाँ सेम నువ్వే చెప్పు.
So it will be the same, isn't it? No issue if it is going to be the same. I think fine, let's leave the meeting. మననే చేస్తే ఇందులో అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి. ఏం తిన్నావా? పప్పు తీసుకున్నావా? ఇందులో ఇట్లా పెట్టకు, టైట్గా పెట్టి వాసన వచ్చే లెవెల్లో పెట్టి సాగుతాం.
ఎవడు పెట్టాడు? నేను ఎప్పుడు పెట్టాను?
నేను పెడితే తిని పెట్టచ్చు కదా, ఏదో ఉంటుందనే కదా పెట్టింది.
నేను తినలేదు, పప్పు ఒకటి తిన్నాను.
కూర ఏదో పెట్టుంటా కదా.
నేను పప్పు ఒకటే తిన్నాను.
ఇంకా దొండకాయ కూర చేస్తే అలా ఉంటుందని పెట్టాను.
సరే
తింటావా?
నీకు తిన్నాను, అయిపోయింది అన్నం. అన్నం వస్తుంది మరణ చెప్తున్నాను.
నేను ఎక్సర్సైజ్ ఇక్కడ చాలా ఏమిటి ఇది రావట్లేదు అంటున్నావా? ఏమైంది ఇది?
ఏమైంది? అది చిన్నది వచ్చింది. నీకు మళ్ళీ తీకు, చాలా చిన్నది. అది పెద్దగా ఉంది, ఇది చిన్నగా ఉంది.
ఏం చేద్దాం మరి? అది
మళ్ళీ రిటర్న్ ఇచ్చాడు అంతే. రిటర్న్ చేద్దామేమో. రిటర్న్ వస్తుందా మెసేజ్?
నేనేమంటానంటే ఇది మార్చినాను కదా, నల్ల దీని సైజు మార్చినాను కదా.
మామూలు సైజు, నార్మల్ సైజు కొన్నాను. మంచి పెద్ద జంబో సైజు మరి నల్ల. అక్కడ నార్మల్ సైజు దానికి ఇచ్చాడు, మన నల్ల పెద్దది.
ఈ నల్ల చిన్నగా ఉంది, ఇంకేమో వస్తుందో చూడు.
పెట్టి చూడు.
జిమ్మో సైజ్ కదా, బొమ్మ సైజ్ వస్తే మంచిగా. ఎలా పెడతావు?
నేను చెప్పాడు అంతే పెట్టేసి.
ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే రబ్బర్ అక్కడ కదా,
ఇంకా పెట్టాడు కూడా. ఇంకా పెట్టాడు.
ఇంకా పెట్టాలి. దాంట్లో చుట్టూ ఉండేది
Steve, that's it.
మామూలు కారం లాస్ట్ టైం తెచ్చాం, మంచిగా వచ్చింది. అది వద్దని ఏదో 360, 70 కొత్తది బాధది పైగా ఇలాంటి ఇంత స్పెసిఫికేషన్ ఉంది, నేను అలా వస్తున్నాను కూడా అడిగా
చెప్పడం.
నేను కాసేపు సినిమా చూసుకుంటాను. వాడు అక్కడ పంపించాడు చూడు, ఒకటి చెప్తా చూడు. ఏం చేస్తున్నావు?
ఎవడు పంపాడు?
ఆ ఫార్మాట్ చేయమంటున్నాడు కదా.
తర్వాత దానికి సంబంధమే లేదు మనం చేసేదానికి. వాడు ఏం చేయమంటున్నాడు, నువ్వేం చేయమంటున్నావు.
వాడు ఏమంటున్నాడంటే ఇప్పటిదాకా ఆయన ఎగ్జామ్ రేపు పొద్దున ఎప్పుడు అందులో ఈఆర్ఎస్ ఈఆర్పి దాంట్లో పెట్టమంటారు, ఏ ఎగ్జాము ఎప్పుడు కండక్ట్ చేశారు
టేబుల్ రాసుకోవడం
అది ఇవ్వండి అని అన్నాడు అంతే. ఏం చెప్పు చూస్తాను కోపం తెచ్చుకుంటాను. వాడు కనీసం ఇప్పుడు వీడికి అడుగు అయిందా నాయన ఏంటిది గోళ కీ తీసుకుని తెంకపోయినా వాళ్ళని ఎవరు కానీ
హాస్పిటల్లో ఉన్నాడు. వాడు ఎవరు వస్తాడు ఇంకా ఎప్పుడో రేపు పొద్దున.
చేనండి చంద్రశేఖర్ అంటే కూడా ఏం చేశాడు. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు జాయిన్ అంటే నేనేం చేయాలి? $5,000 పంపాడు. 3,500 పట్టుకునేవాడుగా 1,500. ఇవాళ ఉందా మనకేమన్నా కోహర్ట్ది?
తెలియదు. నాకు కూడా ఏదో అంటారు. నేను అంటే చూడు మెసేజ్ ఏమన్నా వచ్చింది.
ఈ శిల్ప ఏమి రాదు, ఒకసారి నొక్కితే కూడా రాదు. మాట్లాడి రాదు ఎప్పుడు. నాకు అది మాట్లాడంటే మాట్లాడడానికే ప్రయత్నిస్తున్నా, నా వల్ల కాదు అది. ఒకసారి గట్టిగా నొక్కినా రాదు అది.
నా సెల్ వస్తుంది.
నా వల్ల కావట్లేదు.
వచ్చిందా?
నేనే చేస్తాను. అమ్మా చెప్పు.